So the CFTC is the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and they filed a lawsuit against Binance.us. Now, this is what they filed. Not going to go through the whole thing, but basically they filed a lawsuit against Binance. And if you look at Bitcoin Talk, for instance, in the exchange forum, you can see that first of all, Bitrex is shutting down its US operations because the US is not so friendly towards several exchanges. Some of them have opinion, let's not be too judgmental about CZ. Binance sued by CTFC, it's actually CFTC, and this is the one we're going to go into. So here they say Binance is sued by CFTC. I said this is bad, really bad. This was posted about a week ago. And they talking about it. They say that someone is going to get arrested or at least heavily fined. And somebody's saying this is probably a good time to stay away from the platform, or at least the token, which doesn't seem to have been affected by the news. So once again, the token doesn't seem to have been affected by the news, and we're going to touch base with that, explain about it. So CZ himself on Twitter, just a while ago, I mean, if the lawsuit was filed about a week ago, he made a post on Twitter that's basically saying, so CZ basically he said on March 31st, sharing some public data. Binance US, not including Binance.com, weekly trading volume reached 41% of Coinbase's global trading volume last week. That's an all-time high. That's what he said. Now, basically, he was trying to say that Binance US is doing pretty well. That's what he was trying to say in response to, if you want to call it criticism, to the lawsuit. He's trying to say that business is as usual. And the market so far is buying it because Binance Coin is $300 right now, $313. And even since the lawsuit that we heard about just last week, doesn't seem to be too much effect. I mean, there was a little bit of effect when it was filed from 327 down to 310, but that's not a huge decrease in the price. So the question is why? And something that people must remember or take into account is that sometimes the market is not acting in the way you're expecting it to act, because if everyone could foresee what the market is going to do, then everybody's going to be rich and that's it. Um, Cointelegraph, by the way, which posted the article 2 days ago, here they're saying something that is extremely interesting. The founder of Smart Blocks told Cointelegraph that the lawsuit has the potential to undo years of progress made by Binance's sister firm in the United States. So there's Binance US and there's Binance, the global one. So Fidelman said charges against Binance are stiff, very tough, and the penalties could be business ending. And what he says here is, you could say it's a speculation and that's why the price is not being affected by it. But let us explain it briefly. If you go to Free Bitcoin, use the code Binance, you're going to get several rolls for your information. And if you go back in the years, and we're talking about back in September 2011, so there was a lot of troubles with the Eurozone, with the Euro, and this is what Alessio Ostani, some trader, he said on the BBC. So you can watch it for 2 seconds.
It's going to crash and it's going to fall pretty hard because markets are ruled right now by fear. Investors and the big money, the smart money, I'm talking about the big funds, the hedge funds, the institutions, they don't buy this rescue plan. They basically, they know the market is toast. They know the stock market is finished. The euro, as far as they're concerned, they don't really care. They're moving their money away to safer assets like treasury bonds, 30-year bonds, and the US dollar. A downward market. The first thing people should do is protect their assets, protect what they have. Because in less than 12 months, my prediction is that savings of millions of people is going to vanish. And this is just the beginning. So I would say be prepared and act now. The biggest risk people can take right now is not acting.
So if if we're looking at Binance, we're going to look at it right now. It doesn't seem to be affected by anything. But back in 2011, when there were a lot of troubles in the Eurozone, if you remember, his prediction was maybe 50% correct and 50% not correct. Because, yes, I mean, there was a lot of trouble in Greece and therefore in Cyprus. And those troubles in Greece and Cyprus actually did cause several banks to collapse. And yes, there were some depositors that lost a lot of money. If I'm not mistaken, there was even a depositor in Bitcoin Talk that mentioned that he lost $700,000. Let me just bring it in. If you're looking at this thread from 2013, March 2013, someone said my bank accounts got robbed by the European Commission. Over $700,000 is lost. The most circulating assets on our business current account are blocked. The image is not available because it's so many years ago. It's about 10 years ago, from March 2023 to March 2013. But basically, yeah, he said special thanks to these people, the European Commission, and yes, he did lose a lot of money, and anything over 100,000 euros was lost. So that's the only thing that was saved for this guy was 100,000 euros. So this is something that he was talking about. This is just one example that you can look into. So if we take in the interview that Alessio Rostani had back in September 2011, and this happened in March 2013, so his prediction was 12 months. Sometimes the market is trying to predict a crash, it's trying to predict when it's going to go down, and it doesn't go down right away. So, but what we see here that if this could be a business ending, you can rest assured the United States is not going to look into just closing Binance.us. Just reminding you that FTX has the FTX.us website and FTX.com website. Both websites went completely kaput, like they shut down, and this is what happened. And this is why we believe that the crypto market is not going further up. I mean, because if the interest rates are going to stop rising, at least for now, we should see Bitcoin rising toward 30,000. But no, it's still very stagnating, and it doesn't move too much, not too much down, not too much up, because there's a lot of concerns in the market as well. So the same thing happened with the euro in 2011, in September 2011, after he had this interview. Yes, for a certain very short period of time, yes, the investors they did what he said. They were buying treasury bonds, 30-year bonds, 20 years bonds, doesn't matter. But they were buying the US dollar, and the euro did go down, but eventually it recovered a little bit, and eventually it went down, it went up. There was a lot of ping pong with the eurozone back in the days. So what we see here is an attempt by the U.S. government to go against Binance, and if Binance is going down, that could be a huge game changer. So maybe Binance is not going to go down right now, and the question is what CZ is going to do in reaction to all of this. And we believe that what people are saying here in this forum, that take caution with what you're seeing over here, that maybe you should stay away from the platform. It could be. So this is the time to act, just like he said in the video, when the market seems to be calm, when everything seems to be okay. You should double and even triple think about the next thing that's going to happen. Sometimes the market is just giving you a clue, a hint of what's going to happen maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months from now, but you should definitely not underestimate what's happening here. Okay, so that's all for now. Thanks for watching.